jump in today just so you understand how deep this gets. I'm reading from the Bhagavad Gita, the first volume. And, you know, we've been going through this book from time to time. It's thick, right? And this is only the first volume. Metaphysically, for those who, you know, he's talking to metaphysical online and stuff, and they, I feel the divine enlightenment of the connection that we're all sharing across the grid into the spaces in which are seen and unseen by the elders from the Sacred Heart and the arrow of enlightenment and the continuous perfection of illicit membership into a sacred cosmic order of, and they be going through all of that. They're basically repeating the same words over and over again. In here, though, you get the real metaphysical, the extra words that you're not using to give you the insights that are necessary for you to understand what exactly is going on in your consciousness and what is going on in this world. And I wanted to just read this. Okay, here it is. So this is page 484. And I'm just reading from here because I wanted to bring up something. It says, many devotees are not satisfied with the thought of a vast infinite, but need to conceive God through some tangible form. In his infinite mercy, the invisible God materializes before the true devotee in the desired visible form. As invisible water vapor is transferred by the chill of frost into ice, so by the transmuting power of devotion, the invisible God in his cosmic light can be frozen into the objectivity that satisfies the yearning seeker. Nevertheless, spirit is only one. His multifaceted divine aspects informed as devas are merely temporary personifications of attributes and powers. And what I'm saying here by this is just the awareness that you're going to have for a while beings who want to step down the infinite power into something that is more like a human for them or something that they can relate to first. And there were men and women who did that. They were able to accomplish that. They were able to perceive what this God would be like, just like a person could start thinking they want to see Jesus, right? And then they go into some kind of experience, especially if they're in some type of trauma, and they actually see Jesus like it's real to them. And he talks to them and he tells them that he is their own or something. You see what I mean? But they manifest this. And beyond that, what this is saying is, because as the work continues to go on, it explains that every time a devoted being is capable of manifesting something, because this is this mainframe, we call it a mainframe or matrix, once that person is able to pull in that entire code of whatever they think the God is or a higher power is, when they manifest it into this world, it actually becomes static. In the space, it actually becomes there, like the program is there and accessible by anybody else who does it. So first, it only takes someone who really believes in it. Now think about this. Like, this means that, there are many people who, or in many cases, we invented things or we created things that didn't exist and we thought them up. And then, like an inventor, if you think about something so much, eventually you could bring it out into the physical world and then everybody can even use it. But what it's talking about here specifically spiritually is there are people who practice deep aesthetics to want to see God. There was no distractions. Then they started visualizing and philosophizing within their own consciousness about what God would really be. And then through a series of continuous devotion, it manifests. And when it manifests, it's like it writes a code inside of our matrix or inside of our DNA mainframe that others are able to access. See, that's actually the birth of a God, what we like to call eidolons. That is their true existence. Someone else One of your ancestors at a certain point in time had enough devotion to bring in another code. And then that code just sits there. And anyone who knows how to tap into that code by obviously eliciting some type of resonance to that devotion key would be able to unlock that. Right. So I just wanted to make it very clear about when we start talking about at all that there's other energies moving around and there's things that can be harnessed and there's potentials. We have to understand where that would come from anyway. It can't just be, oh, it's just there. That's